Hi everyone, this is Shaked Bartal for the 485 Sports Report. Ladies and gentlemen, today we finally heard from Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper an exclusive interview with Bill Voth of Panthers.com. And ladies and gentlemen, the interview was 10 minutes long, and I highly recommend any Carolina Panthers fan out there, if you haven't watched that interview with David Tepper, please go ahead and watch it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after I watch this interview, I have a couple of takes on what I like David Tepper, what he said in the video interview, and what I dislike. So, what I like, he mentions the clock management, the game management, which in my opinion, that is a big reason why the Carolina Panthers did not make the playoff this season. Even games that they won, they had problem with clock management, game management. Take for example the game against the New York Football Giants. Very late in the game, with about 15 seconds left in the game, the Panthers were without a timeout. They needed first down. Instead of throwing a short in-route pass, tried to go out of bounds and save some time. They ran a draw, and they nearly had a disaster. Thanks God, Graham Gano made a 63-yard field goal with 5 seconds left to win that game for the Panthers, but that was a pretty bad clock management. Take for example the games that the Panthers lost at Washington Redskins. Late in the game, for whatever reason, instead of taking a timeout, instead of settling it, the Panthers decided to throw on every down. That was a bad decision. They lost that game. And I can go on and on. So, clock management, time management, I totally agree with David Tepper. That must be corrected. Another thing that I like about what David Tepper said in the interview, and that is the defense. I do agree, and if you have watched my YouTube videos in the past, which you haven't, I highly recommend you watch them. From the Carolina Panthers 2018 season, not 2018 season, where in each video, even when the Panthers won, basically my issue was the defense. And I agree with David Tepper somewhat that after Ron Rivera made the change, then the defense played better, but I don't like that he blamed injuries for the loss against Atlanta Falcons week 16 as the reason why the defense didn't play well. I mean, let's be honest. The play that cornerback Captain Monoman gave up that resulted in a big 80-yard Falcons touchdown, that, my friend, wasn't result of an injury. Instead, it was result of not doing what you're supposed to do. So yeah, the Panthers had some injuries. But let's be honest, the reason the defense struggled this season has to do with 3 areas: play calling, effort, lack of execution. And I can go on and say pass rush and lack of pass rush. That was a big reason why the Panthers didn't have a good season on defense. I mean, coming into the season, everyone expected, including myself, expected this defense to be pretty well. And instead, they were average. I can even go as far as saying below average overall when you look at the entire defense, the pass rush, and a grade of A to F, they would have easily, if I was a teacher, and I'm not, but if I was asked to be grade the defense, honestly, my grade would have been D- for the pass rush. Outside of Mario Addison, we had a good season. 8 sacks. That is a good season. As a group, as a whole, the pass rush wasn't there. It wasn't where it needed to be. Sure, injuries played a factor in it, but injuries on a 100% scales, injuries was probably 5%. 95% of it was result of not calling the right plays and lack of effort. Yeah, the effort wasn't there where it needed to be, my friends. It's time we be honest. The effort wasn't where it needed to be. And hopefully, David Tepper is going to do what is right. In coming weeks, we will see the Carolina Panthers make some roster personnel change. We saw last week Thomas Davis, linebacker, 14 years with the Panthers, announce that he's not coming back. Going to be signed with the Panthers, and the Panthers will not sign him in free agent before he become an unrestricted free agent. And I want to be clear, so no one will say something else. I'm not even suggesting that the reason the Carolina Panthers are not bringing Thomas Davis back is because of lack of effort. Because Thomas Davis is one of the players that you know all the time is going to give you a 110% effort, regardless of the score of the situation. So the Panthers not bringing Thomas Davis back has nothing to do with effort. Anything like that, nothing like that. So it's good that the Panthers are going in youth route, but I also hope that they will go in youth route as far as defensive end, cornerback, and revamp the defense as a whole, because it clearly needs some upgrade in some areas. I don't know if it's possible because of cap situation, but I would clearly, if I was able to do it, I would look into either cut, restrict, or trade the entire report. He got big money in the off-season, he didn't produce. You can blame some of the play calling, but the bottom line, the coaches make the call, the players have to show the product on the field. The entire report, it wasn't good in 2018 for the Carolina Panthers. Very disappointed season in my opinion. And I also like that David Tepper mentions the offensive line, because that need to be upgrade. Matt Khalil, even when he's healthy, is not a great player. He is a decent player. But his cap-wise is way too high. Way too high. If his cap number was around 2 million, 3 million, then I wouldn't have a problem keeping him. But the way his cap number is right now, the Carolina Panthers have no choice but to cut him. And speaking of free agent, the Carolina Panthers should definitely attempt to bring back, if the price is reasonable, Darrell Williams. Is a pretty good O-lineman. And as far as quarterback go, Carolina Panthers, in my opinion, number one, you need to find out what you have in Kyle Allen and Tyler Anarchy. Are you going to ride with them, or are you going to draft a quarterback, a young quarterback, or maybe maybe, just maybe, trade for a quarterback. One quarterback whom I would like the Carolina Panthers to consider trading for, if the price is right, is Nick Foles. He's an excellent quarterback. He's a pretty good backup quarterback, and in case Cam Newton has to miss some times due to a shoulder injury or surgery, which at the current time of recording this video, Tuesday afternoon, January 15, 2019, I haven't heard anything about Cam Newton needing a shoulder surgery, but should he need one, you can have Nick Foles as a great backup insurance plan for Cam Newton. And as far as drafting a quarterback, I know the draft is 4 months from now. Lot can change. So much can change. Players will move up and down in the MAC draft. First you have free agency. But if the Panthers don't make a move for trading for Nick Foles, the one quarterback whom I would like the Carolina Panthers to draft out of West Virginia University, Will Grier. He's a pretty good quarterback. Now, I'm sure some might say, Shaked, why not Kyle Murray? He played great against Alabama in the playoff. And I agree, he played great. But he's not going to be available when the Panthers select in the 16th overall pick. And as of right now, January 15, the Carolina Panthers' number one need in the draft is not a quarterback. It's O-lineman, it's a pass rusher, it's a safety. Then you can talk about a quarterback. Not in round 1, not in round 2, more than likely in round 3 if you're going to draft a quarterback. Also, the Carolina Panthers today made a change, hiring Perry Fuel to coach the secondary. Great coach. And if you're a Panthers fan, ignore what Jaguars cornerback James Ramsey said about this hiring. Ramsey is a good player, but sometimes he talks too much. And I leave it at that. And since, ladies and gentlemen, the long video, but we have the NFC AFC championship game. 2 great games. You know, as Panthers fans, we don't want the Saints, we don't want the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But we also don't want the Chiefs because of Calvin Benjamin. How can he get a ring before Cam Newton does? I mean, this is not right. But in this case, to avoid the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, let's have the Rams beat the Saints. Former Panthers squad running back C.J. Anderson. Would have been great if the Panthers kept him, but it is what it is. So let's go Rams. I'm taking the Rams over the Saints in a shootout, 28-24. And I'm taking the Chiefs over the Patriots. Kansas City Chiefs over the Patriots, 31-23. These are my picks. Super Bowl pick will be coming later. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Shaked Bartal for the 485 Sports Report.